What is going on, guys? Matt O'Leary back with another video on this Sunday without Jets football. We get a little bit of a break, so I wanted to come on and talk to you guys about two things that we learned today from Ian Rappaport. One about Aaron Rodgers. The second is about the New York Jets' future with Joe Douglas and Robert Saleh. We will start with Aaron Rodgers, as Ian Rappaport is reporting that Rodgers is going to try to return to practice next week. Okay, he is still trying to return for December 24th, Christmas Eve, Santa Claus, well, Aaron Rodgers first, Santa Claus second. And I have mixed feelings on this. Number one, why I have mixed feelings on it is because the Jets will probably be, right? They are what, 4-7 right now? That's another 3 games. They will either be 4-10 or 5-9 would be my guess. Sure, maybe, who knows? Maybe they go on this crazy win streak. But with how bad they've looked offensively, I cannot see myself picking the Jets to win more than one game. I think they probably find a way to win one of their next 3 just because it's the NFL. Weird shit happens all the time, and the Jets are the kings of winning meaningless football games. So I would not be surprised at all if we see the New York Jets come away with a win. So 5-9, like, do you want Aaron Rodgers to come back and then you're 5-9, you win your last 3 games? Yay, you go 8-9, you still miss the playoffs. But on the flip side of the coin, one, Rodgers makes this medical miracle, and it's a benefit for guys to come in the future. That's a plus. And then maybe you have somewhat of an idea of what this offense could look like in 2024 and see if it could work with Rodgers and Hackett and all that good stuff. Okay, like, I kind of see both sides of the aisle. Again, I'm not necessarily going to get overjoyed because Aaron Rodgers is going to come back when this team is 3 games under 500, let's say, or more even. Like, it just wouldn't have hit the same if they were somehow going into that game, let's say 7-6 instead of, 5-8 or whatever, whatever the case may be. So I see both sides of the aisle on it, but hard for me to get really overexcited about a potential Aaron Rodgers return when they are losing games left and right and not scoring points. It's been an absolute disgrace. Offensive production, they've gotten 6 points, 6 points, 12, 6, and 13 in their last 5 games and are 1-4. A minor miracle that they won that first game, by the way, against the New York Giants, but it is what it is. So Aaron Rodgers is going to attempt to come back and start potentially practicing next week, which at an absolute minimum of a potential positive with this team, at least maybe watchable on the offensive side of the ball. Maybe positive spin it. Okay, we did our best. The second part from Ian Rappaport, why he was talking about Rodgers returning, is it appears that both Joe Douglas and Robert Saleh are safe for 2024. Now, not crazy surprising, right? Like, they go down in week 1. Rodgers goes down in week 1, and they don't really do anything. And this year has felt like 2 guys who feel like they have very, very good job security. So much so that it doesn't matter who they trot out there at quarterback. Wins and losses don't matter. And I'm not necessarily saying that I agree with them coming back or disagree with them coming back. I would, again, probably like to judge them with a legitimate quarterback in here, but both Robert Saleh and Joe Douglas are not without very, very real flaws. And I think Robert Saleh and Joe Douglas, more so Joe Douglas, because he's the GM bringing the players in here, deserves a lot of blame for what went wrong this season with the New York Jets. They did not have a real backup plan to Aaron Rodgers. They could have brought in a legit backup quarterback in March or April of last year, or the offseason in 2023. They don't do it. Aaron Rodgers goes down on the 4th play of the year. You could have literally brought in a quarterback at any other point after week 1, after a Zach Wilson implosion against the Pats in week 3, at the trade deadline, and they passed every single time. They had, like, no joke, 4 or 5 opportunities to bring in a different quarterback, and they said, we're good with Zach Wilson and Tim Boyle. That hurt them. There's just a lot that really went wrong for this team this year, and Robert Saleh, while it's obvious the players really like him, and I get that, and there are things about Robert Saleh's game as a coach that I like. I think he's got this defense in the right direction. I think he, for the most part, gets guys buying in. But there's some game management things, and it's just the second year in a row where it looks like they're going to go absolutely in the tubes in the second half of their season. They lost 6 straight games last year to close their season after starting 7-4. After starting 4-3, they're on a 4-game losing streak right now at 4-7 and on the verge of going off the rails. They're an undisciplined team. They get penalized a ton. I think they deserve some blame for it. And I understand if they want to bring them back, and a part of me also understands if they want to move on. It is what it is, but as of today, November 26th, this could obviously change in the next month and a half. It feels like Aaron Rodgers is going to try to come back and play this year, even if the Jets are out of it, and Robert Saleh and Joe Douglas are both safe for the 2024 season. That's the feel today. Again, that could change in a few weeks. You go on a, I don't know, God knows what, 10-game losing streak to close your season. Maybe that changes, but as of now, at the end of November, heading into December, Aaron Rodgers is going to give it a real go to come back this year, and Joe Douglas and Robert Saleh are likely safe for the 2024 season. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Matt O'Leary, and I will catch you next time.